A bit while to make my videos because there wasn't a lot of things going on outside of the box office. It's mostly a slower news cycle with nothing being announced, nothing being confirmed, obviously as well. But there was still one strange movie that is still taking over the box office. So you did not know they made a sequel to a Chinese movie called Nisa. No, most of us never heard of it before outside of China, but the movie is on track to make $2 billion. Yes, this movie actually might outgross the Force Awakens, as well, which is pretty funny as well. So it's a typical animated movie. It only had a budget of $80 million as well here, but the movie has made $1.47 billion in China. It is the highest grossing film in China, highest grossing non-English Vegas film, and 16th highest grossing film of all time, and likely will become in the top 15 movies of all time as well. They have spoilers for this movie as well. But this movie has a 99% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, which means critics think this is a good movie, obviously. But the fact that this movie is embarrassing Hollywood is just pretty hilarious, which is why we're talking about this. Because this random Chinese animated movie is just embarrassing Hollywood. Okay, Hollywood, you know, 1.3 billion is a good number, and then you have this random Chinese animated movie that no one outside of box office analysts and people who study the box office really has ever heard of. And we can look at the highest grossing movies of all time. It is currently the 11th ranked movie of all time. Yes, so it has beaten movies like The Avengers, Top Gun Maverick. Remember when they all said the Top Gun Maverick made so much money off China? Well, Nisa 2 is now at the 11th highest grossing movie with just China alone. Okay, yeah. And the weekend's not even over, yeah. It has beaten both of the Frozens. Remember how big Frozen was and how important Frozen was for animated movies? So guess what? Nisa 2 has outgrossed Frozen 1 and Frozen 2. All those Minions movies, remember that whole phenomenon of the Minions and stuff? Well, Nisa 2 has outgrossed those movies too, as well. Yeah. Also, Jurassic Park is about to drop out of the top 15 movies of all time. We salute you, Jurassic Park. You have lasted so long, for decades, in the highest grossing movies of all time, and now you're out. Now you're soon out of the list as well. But I think this is good. I think Chinese movies now cracking $1 billion is definitely going to change the game for what we see at the highest grossing movies, because almost throughout all of box office history, the highest grossing movies have always been movies put out by Hollywood. Okay, but now China has basically changed the game, which is pretty funny, and how Hollywood has been beaten by China. Okay, the highest grossing movie of this year was. When we talk about the highest grossing movies, we still probably like when I talk about the highest grossing movies, I usually just talk about the highest grossing Hollywood movies because there are tons and tons of Chinese movies that make $800, $900 million so easily. Detective Chinatown 1900 made $444 million. They're gonna start giving these movies like higher budgets and stuff as well. For example, 2024, YOLO was on the list. 2023 obviously as well, with Full River Red making $670 million, and The Wandering Earth 2 making $589 million as well here. But remember when that Wandering Earth movie came out, people were like, oh my god, that movie's making a lot of money inside her. And then we had 2022 obviously as well with Bag of Wakes Heads in 2 making $626 million globally. And then we had Hi Mom as another Chinese movie, and Battle of Lake Chanson making $909 million globally as well. When is the first Nisa release? 2019. And yeah, basically ever since 2020, Hollywood movies have no longer been amongst the highest grossing movies of the year, obviously as well here. And it's the end of an era. Quite honestly, quite frankly, the end of an era. Okay, with movies like Nisa 2 making $2 billion, which is not a joke. It's gonna probably make $2 billion. That's what the article said. Okay, this is the end of an era for Hollywood. End of an era where Hollywood has the only which Hollywood had the only movies to ever break $1 billion, Now we have Chinese movies making $1 billion, and this trend I think is going to continue as well. Here as well because Hollywood movies try to pander towards the U.S. and Europe as well. And of course Japan, Australia, and South America. But the fact that these movies are only making so much money in just China alone is just pretty astonishing as well. So not even, I know we get just movies for inflation, but other just for inflation, these are two is the only movie to make $1 billion in a single territory. Of course, we judge certain Hollywood movies for inflation. Then yes, there are certain Hollywood movies that would obviously beat this movie, obviously here. But that's not this video here. So this is the highest grossing movie of this year so far. Okay, and there's a possibility this movie will not be beaten. As well, there's a huge possibility that not even Avatar can beat nezha 2. Yes, Avatar 3, which Avatar 2 has a huge decline for the first Avatar, making $500 million less. But the fact that this movie could also outgross Avatar 2 will be pretty telling of Hollywood's new recent failures. Goodbye.